Hello students, let's solve few more problems on determining residential status. Let's see the next problem. Ignatius, an Indian citizen, I don't know how to pronounce this name anyway, went to Australia for higher studies on 15th July 2017. Okay, he went for higher studies. He returned to India on 25th December 2017 and joined a US concern. Okay, so he left India for higher studies on 15 July 2017. He came back on 25th December 2017 and then he joined a US company. Okay, he joined US company in India. Okay, he was in India. He worked in this company till 14th September 2019 when he got appointment in Indonesia and therefore left India. So till 14 September 2019 he was working in India, and on 14 September 2019 he left India for employment purpose to Indonesia. Find out residential status for the previous year 1819 and 1920. Okay. Let's find residential status for the previous year 2019-20 first. Okay. He worked in this company till 14th September 2019 and he left India for employment purpose. That means during the year 2019-20, during the previous year 2019-20, so for the previous year 2019-20, he was in India till 14 September 2019. That means from 1st April 2019 to 14th September 2019 he was there in India. Okay, and then he left for employment purpose. So he is going out of India for employment purpose. So second basic condition is irrelevant for him. We will check first basic condition. If he satisfies first basic condition, then he is resident. If he does not satisfy first basic condition, then he is non-resident. Okay. So April 30 days, May 31 days, June 30 days, July 31 days, August 31 days, September 14 days. So 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 14. It comes to 167 days. Okay. So during the previous year 2019-20 his stay in India is 167 days. He does not satisfy first basic condition. So he is non-resident. And he left India for employment purpose. Okay. Now for the previous year 2018-19. For the previous year 2018-19. Okay. So he went to Australia for higher studies on 15 July 2017 and he returned on 25th December 2019. That means he left on 15 July 2017 and he returned 25th December 2017. Okay, this is previous year 17-18, not 18-19. Fine. And then he left directly 14 September 2019. That means during the year 18-19 he was there in India only. Okay. So during the previous year 18-19 all the days he was in India. So his stay in India is 365 days. So he satisfies the first basic condition. His stay in India during the previous year 2018-19 is more than 182 days, is 182 days and more. Okay. So he is resident. So he is resident. Let's check whether he is ordinary resident or not ordinary resident. So preceding I think he is ordinary resident only. You don't need to check also, right? Because before that he was in India only, right? Okay, still let's see preceding years. So 1819, 365 days he was there in India, he is resident. Let's check whether he is ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident. Okay, so let's see the preceding years. So previous year 2017-18, let's see how many days he was in India. So he left on 15/7/2017 and came back 25th December 2017. That means from 1st April 2017 to 15/7/2017 he was in India. Okay, and then from 25th 12/2017 to 31st March 2018 he was in India. So April 30 days, May 31 days, June 30 days, July 15 days. Okay, then December 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, that is 7 days. January 31 days, February 28 days, and March 31 days. So 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 15 plus 7 plus 31 plus 28 plus 31, it comes to 203 days. So during the previous year 17-18 he is resident because it is more than 182 days. Okay, now preceding year 2016-17 he was there in India for 365 days. During the year 2015-16 also 365 days. Okay, so resident. So out of 10 years preceding the previous year, he is resident for more than 2 years, and his stay in India is also more than 730 days, right? So he is ordinarily resident. So for the previous year 2018-19 he is ordinarily resident. Okay, because during the previous year his stay is more than 182 days, and 10 years preceding the previous year he's been resident for more than 2 years, and 7 years preceding the previous year his stay in India is more than 730 days. From this only you come to know that it is more than 730 days. You don't need to check all 7 years. When you check 3 years, it like you get it that his stay is more than 730 days and he is resident for more than 2 years out of 10 years. So he satisfies both the additional condition, therefore he is ordinarily resident. Okay. So I have already written here the answer. Previous year 2019-20 his stay in India is 167 days. So Ignatius, my pronunciation can be wrong, has been in India for only 167 days during the previous year 2019-20. So he does not satisfy the first basic condition. Since he has left India for employment purpose, second basic condition is irrelevant. Thus, by not satisfying the basic condition, Mr. Ignatius became non-resident in India during the previous year 18-19. Now previous year 2018-19, sorry. During the previous year 1920 it should be. During the previous year 2019-20. Okay. So previous year 18-19 365 days. His stay in India was 365 days. Previous year 2017-18, 203 days. 16-17, 365. 15-16, 366. Yeah, 2016 is a leap year, so 366 days. Okay. Mr. Ignatius has been in India for 365 days during the previous year 2018-19. So he satisfies the first basic condition and becomes resident in India during the previous year 2018-19. At the same time, he has been resident of India for more than 2 years out of 10 years preceding the previous year, and has stayed for more than 730 days during the 7 years preceding the previous year. So he satisfies both the additional condition. Thus, by satisfying one of the basic condition and both the additional condition, Mr. Ignatius becomes ordinarily resident in India during the previous year 2018-19. Okay, let's see the next question. Sangeeta left India for the first time on 5th May 2013 after having lived here for 26 years. Okay. So Sangeeta lived in India for 26 years and on 5th May 2013 she left India. Why she left India? Not given. Okay. She returned to India on 10th September 2019. Determine her residential status for the previous year 1920. Okay. So we'll assume that she left India okay, no assumption. She returned to India on 10th September 2019 and determine her residential status for the previous year 2019-20. So during the previous year 2019-20, she came to India on 10th September 2019 and I believe she stayed in India only. So she was in India from 10th September 2019 to 31st March 2020. So September, 9 days out of 30 days, 9 days she was not in India. So that means 21 days. October, 31 days. November, 30 days. December, 31 days. January, 31 days. February, because it's a leap year, so 29 days. And March, 31 days. When you total, it comes to 204 days. Okay. So her stay in India during the previous year 2019-20 is 204 days. She satisfies first basic condition, therefore she is a resident. Okay. So let's see whether she is ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident. So 10 years preceding the previous year 1920 are 2018-19, 2017-18, 2016-17, 2015-16, 2014-15, 2013-14, 2012-13, 2011-12, 2010-11, 2009-10. So these are 10 years preceding the previous year 1920. Okay. Let's see her whether she was resident during these years or not. Okay. So in the question it's given that she left India for the first time on 5th May 2013. So 5th May 2013 is year 2013-14. So she left on 5th May 2013. So during this year she was there in India from 1st April 2013 to 5th May 2013. Okay. So that means from, okay, so that means April 30 days and May 5 days. So she was there only for 35 days, right? And before that she was in India only, and then she returned only on 10th September. That means after that she was never, during these years, that is after 5th May, she was never in India. Okay, so here 0 days. During this year she was not there in India. And before 13-14 she was always in India. So 365 days. I think 2012 is a leap year, so 366 days, 365 days, 366 days. Okay, so from 13-14 onwards she was always non-resident. She does not satisfy even second basic condition. Her stay in India is less than 60. Okay, so non-resident, 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 non-resident. But before that she was always resident, resident, resident and resident, right? So out of 10 years, 4 years she is resident. From 2009-10 to 2012-13 she is resident. During preceding 10 years, more than 2 years she is resident. Therefore she satisfies first additional condition. Let us see whether she satisfies second additional condition. So second additional condition is 7 years preceding the previous year, her stay in India should be 730 days. So 7 years means from 12-13 to 18-19, correct? So her stay in India during 7 years preceding the previous year is 365 plus 35. That's it. 365 days plus 35 days. So 390, so 400 days, right? So that means her stay in India is less than 730 days during 7 years preceding the previous year 1920. Therefore she does not satisfy the second additional condition. So she does not satisfy both the one of the additional condition. Therefore she is not ordinarily resident. To be ordinarily resident, you have to satisfy both the additional condition. She satisfy only one additional condition. Second additional condition she does not satisfy. Therefore she is not ordinarily resident. Okay. So during the previous year 1920, her stay in India is 204 days. So she satisfies first basic condition. Additional condition, when you check, you see only she satisfies only one first additional condition. Out of 10 years preceding the previous year, she is resident for 4 years. Okay, but during 7 years preceding the previous year, her stay in India is less than 730 days. So she does not satisfy the second additional condition, and therefore she is not ordinarily resident. Okay, so the answer is here. So number of days I have calculated. So Miss Sangeeta has been in India for 204 days during the previous year 1920. So she satisfies the first basic condition and becomes resident in India during the previous year 1920. She has been resident in India for more than 2 years out of 10 years preceding the previous year, but she stayed for less than 730 days during the 7 years preceding the previous year. So she does not satisfy both the additional condition. Thus, by satisfying one of the basic condition and only one additional condition, Miss Sangeeta becomes not ordinary resident in India during previous year 2019-20. Okay. let's see the next question. Mr. Aniket, an individual, a resident of Punjab, that means resident of India, left India for the first time to Canada for higher studies on 1st August 2012. Thereafter, he came to India on a vacation from 1/10/2016 to 15/1/2017, from 1/11/2017 to 13/3/2018, from 1/12/2018 to 28/2/2019. He was in India again on a visit from 15/11/2019 to 31/1/2020. Find out his residential status for the previous year 1920. Okay, let's find out. So for the previous year 2019-20, his stay in India was 15/11/2019 to 31/1/2020. Okay, now Mr. Aniket is an individual who is resident of India and he has come to India on a visit, but Mr. Aniket has not settled abroad. Okay, he has only gone to a higher studies. So in this case also you have to check the second basic condition, if he satisfies second basic condition or not. Okay, so Mr. Aniket is not settled abroad and come here on a visit. Okay, though he is resident of India, he has not settled abroad. So when an individual who is resident of India settled abroad and comes to India on a visit, only for them second basic condition is irrelevant. But in this case, Mr. Aniket has not settled abroad. He has gone for higher studies and he has come to India. So you will check second basic condition also. Okay, for him second basic condition is relevant. Now his stay in India during the previous year 1920 is from 15th November 2019 to 31 January 2020. Okay, that means November, out of 30 days, 14 days he was not in India. So November 16 days, December 31 days, and January 31 days. So 62, 68, 78 days. His stay in India is 78 days during the previous year 1920. He does not satisfy first basic condition. Let's check second basic condition. His stay in India during the previous year is more than 60, right? So let's see 4 years preceding the previous year. 4 years preceding the previous year is 2018-19, 2017-18, 2016-17, and 2015-16. Okay. So his stay in India during 4 years preceding the previous year should be more than 365. If it is more than 365, then he satisfies second basic condition. If it is less than 365, then he does not satisfy second basic condition. So during 18-19, his stay in India is from 1st 12/2018 to 28/2/2019. So December 31 days, January 31 days, and February 28 days, which is 90 days. During 17-18, his stay in India is from 1/11/2017 to 13/3/2018. Okay, so November 30 days, December 31 days, January 31 days, February 28 days, and March 13 days. So total comes to 60, 90, 120, 130, 133. 133 days. Okay. So during 1617, his stay in India is from 110-2016 to 15 January 2017. Okay, so September, October 31 days, November 30 days, December 31 days, and January 15 days. So 92, 102, 107 days. Right? During 1516, he left on 1st August 2012 and he came directly 2016. So that means during 1516, 0 days. He did not come to India during 1516. So the total here during 4 years preceding the previous year is 330 days. Right? So this is less than 365. Therefore, he does not satisfy second basic condition also. So he is non-resident. His stay in India during the previous year is less than 182 days. Therefore, he does not satisfy first basic condition. His stay in India during the previous year is more than 60 days, but his stay in India 4 years preceding the previous year is less than 365 days. Therefore, he does not satisfy second basic condition also. So he is non-resident. Okay. So take down the answer. Computation of number of days of stay in India during the previous year 2019-20. So I have computed. Mr. Aniket has been in India for 78 days during the previous year 2019-20. So he does not satisfy the first basic condition. He has been in India for more than 60 days during the relevant previous year, but he has stayed for less than 365 days during the 4 years preceding the previous year. So he does not satisfy second basic condition. Thus, by satisfying none of the basic conditions, Mr. Aniket becomes non-resident in India during the previous year 1920. Okay. That's it for the day, students. I want you all to solve next question, which is David Warner, an Australian cricketer, stays in India for the period of 100 days every year since 2013-14. Find his residential status for assessment year 2021. Okay, try to solve this question, and I want you all to solve another question also. The other question is here. Okay, Steve Smith, an Australian cricketer, stays in India for the period of 110 days every year since 2012-13. Find his residential status for the previous year 2019-20. Please try to solve both these questions. Okay. I will be solving this in the next class, but I want all my students to try to solve both the questions. Okay. Then only you will understand your mistakes. That's it for the day, students. Have a great day. Thank you very much. And this is one question.